manifesting in a time crunch. I'll be diving into this topic and more in today's video, so stay tuned. Hello loves, and welcome back to another video. I'm so happy to have you joining me, and this is the space for you to manifest a life that you absolutely love. I'm Mandy, I'm a mindset and manifestation coach, and I help you release your blocks and limiting beliefs so that you can create your own personal path to paradise. I offer one-on-one mindset and manifestation coaching, a free Facebook community group filled with other high vibers called Pave Your Paradise. I have a free podcast called Pave Your Paradise and a blog. All can be found on my website at www.mandyjross.com. All right, guys, now that we're through all of that fun stuff, let's dive into today's topic. All right, guys, so manifesting in a time crunch or on a deadline. This topic is one that I often get asked about, and that seems to be really popular in the manifestation and law of attraction community because we want what we want when we want it, and typically it's right now. Now that is part of what I'm going to talk about today, which are a few techniques or things that you can do to essentially try to speed up your manifestations. Now, I will say there's a caveat to what I'm about to reveal to you guys. The formula for manifesting is very simple, but it isn't always easy. Now, I'm intending that it's as easy as possible. If you're watching this video right now, I'm intending that it's super easy for you. But some of the techniques, even though they I tend to repeat a lot of what I say in these videos to you guys, but it's because if they were super easy to implement, then a lot of us would have every single manifestation we've ever wanted already in our reality, and chances are if you're watching, you don't. So there's something there that we need to work through, or something there that needs to have a little shift within that will then create that ripple effect and be able to shift in your external world. So I'm gonna break it down very simply for you guys. The basic, bare bones formula for manifesting in a nutshell is to persist in your affirmations, to be consistently doing that, and to be revising. So persist, affirm, revise, and be consistent. Those four. If you can do those, again, I know it sounds super simple because it's 4 words, but in order to actually be able to manifest, especially if you're on a deadline and you want your stuff ASAP, first off, you gotta get the bare bones down. You gotta really, and I say this with so much passion because these are the fundamentals of manifesting anything. And that's not to say that there are lots of times, because we're always manifesting, our thoughts create, right? So you're always manifesting, in essence. Every single thought you have, whether it's negative or positive, is going to manifest into something. You're going to see it show up in some form in your life. What I'm talking about here is to really take leadership in your life around being a powerful master of manifesting. That's really what you need to embody. That's what you need to picture yourself as, is this master at manifesting. And if you can hone in on these 4 key specific things, you will start to see your manifestations coming so expeditiously. You're going to be like, whoa, this leap works. But it really boils down to those 4. Again, you got to persist. You constantly need to be persisting in your affirmations, whatever. And I've shared that. I will put a link to the video on how to have powerful affirmations and how to implement them into your life, because for each person, the way in which you affirm to yourself can be different. But at the end of the day, you need to be persistent in your affirmations. That's like, that's just key. That's those inner conversations you're having constantly with yourself. That has to be present, and you need to be consciously. That's the thing. Like, a lot of times people will say, oh, yes, we're all manifestors, but there's a big difference between just being a manifester or a conscious manifester. The other part of this puzzle that's so imperative, and I've talked about this in other videos, is a lot of times it's very easy for us to even have those two things happen where we constantly are saying, what we want. I am this, I'm, whatever, this. You're constantly affirming what you want, or things that you want to feel or do or be or say or whatever. But a key component in being a conscious, powerful master at manifesting is to constantly revise. You need to be aware of every single thought that is going on in that head of yours. Every single one. Even those little, especially actually, to be honest, especially those little nitty gritty thoughts that creep up, because those little creepers are the ones that tend to actually be the biggest blocks at times for you to actually get the things that you most deeply desire. So you really need to be, again, that vigilante. I always say that, but like, it really are, and especially in those moments. Like, and I'm speaking for personal experience. A lot of times it's those moments that you catch yourself where you think like, oh yeah, I'm good, I got this, I'm a master at manifesting. You've seen so much of your things come to fruition. You're like, yeah, I got this. But then you'll catch yourself, believe me guys, because I've been there, done that. I only speak from experience. That's my old story though. My new story is that I am a powerful manifester. I'm always conscious of my thoughts. Only my positive thoughts create. And I am always having a positive mental diet and a on-point self-concept. Those are, like, I even affirm about the techniques and the things to do with manifesting. That's what I actually implement or incorporate into some of my affirmations every day, is like, not only do I affirm for things that I want or things that I want to happen or whatnot, but I actually always intend, and I'm intending this for you guys out there right now too, that everything that I say in this video is actually going to, manifest in you taking that proactiveness with your own intentionality and your own affirmations. Because when you really start to become a conscious manifester, you will see like major shifts, especially in the time frame in which things show up. It can literally be like in seconds. I've literally done this, like where I have repeatedly been really focused on my positive mental diet. I've been revising like crazy, catching myself in these little thoughts, and I will sit there and I literally will think about something and affirm. Then I'll like go on about my day, do something, and like even a minute later, not even, sometimes it's literally like right after I affirm, I will have something happen. Like someone will text me, or something will happen. I'll get an email, or just something in my, external world will be that direct, pushed out version of me having just done the work. You guys got to do the work. So speaking of which, doing the work, as I like to call it, it's not even like work at this point though. It's just like, when you get to this stage of manifesting where you're a conscious manifester, it just does start to become like second nature to you. You just go about your day and you are consciously aware, consciously revising. But it did take me some time, and I'm not saying that like to dissuade or discourage or any of that. In fact, if you're watching this video right now, then I'm intending that you guys are already so keen on, again, manifesting in a time crunch, that you are just going to start implementing these practices right away, because you're that excited about knowing that you have the power to create whatever you want. Now, when it comes to doing the, work, I hate that word, but whatever, words are only what you give meaning to, so I'm going to change that. I love working on manifesting. I actually do. Obviously, it's one of my biggest passions, hence why I make these videos for you guys. But that being said, when you constantly do these 4 things that I've mentioned, the rinse and repeat method of manifesting, being a conscious manifester, what happens is when you constantly do these things consistently, then they will start to harden into fact in your subconscious. When you affirm to yourself, you're always revising anything that comes up, whether it's things that you see in your 3D. And that I might just do another video on that, because I know a lot of you have asked about things like, how do you not react to 3D? Well, a perfect example of this, or putting this into play, is when something happens in 3D that doesn't align with what you are manifesting and what you're affirming to yourself, you can revise on the spot. And that's as simple as, and I've shared this in other videos, say you have a disagreement with somebody or something doesn't go the way that you planned, you can literally on the spot, whether that's verbalizing it or even just internally, you can revise it in your mind that it either didn't happen or it happened in the ideal way that you wanted it to. And you can do that internally. Like, that's how powerful your thoughts are. And like, if somebody else is even involved in that situation, and I see this all the time in my own life, if something happens, whether it's, whatever it might be, it doesn't have to always be a bad thing, or like, just something that you want to be a little different or turn up or turn out a different way, you can literally revise, and within like seconds, you can turn around and it'll literally be like nothing's ever happened. It's pretty powerful. But again, that only works if you are consciously manifesting to a degree where you, again, have a really positive mental diet. Your self-concept is already, and I'll put a link to the self-concept video I did because it's so imperative as part of this process. But if you guys are wanting to manifest on a time crunch, long story short is, you got to go back to the basics. You got to make sure that you're catching yourself in those micro moments, because that can trip you up a lot, is when you don't catch yourself. So you want to be revising, be consistent. Consistency is like, it's a non-negotiable when it comes to manifesting. You have to be consistent. You have to persist in your affirmations constantly. And this doesn't have to necessarily look like, and I don't want y'all to feel like, that you have to be some crazy broken record. But if you're just starting out on your manifestation journey as a conscious manifester, and you're trying to be more aware of your thoughts, it might feel, I'm not intending for that, but it might feel in the beginning like you are doing work, because you have to train your brain. It's like you're literally shifting your brain into a new way of thinking. So if it comes to a timeline or a deadline, you got to go back to the basics. You got to make sure, first off, that you're doing all these things properly, but then do them, like hyper do them. And I found this to be the case too. If there's something I really want to manifest, so for example, let's say there's an opportunity I really, really want, what you focus on the most is what is going to show up in your environment, right? Is what you are going to manifest in essence. So what does that mean? Well, if I constantly affirm to myself all day long about this one thing, and there's so many things in manifestation I want to mention to you guys that are helpful. So one of the big ones for me, especially in a time crunch, is there's got to be this, it's almost like a balance of holding on and letting go. You will never hear me say on this channel, let go of your manifestation. That's, to me, BS. You're never going to let go. If you want something, you want it. Why would you let go of it? No, it doesn't work like that. I think, and again, where people can get tripped up with this letting go concept, it's not that you're ever letting go of what you want. It's that you're letting go of the attachment to it. Guys, if you are trying to chase something, it's inevitable. It's going to run in the opposite direction. It's just like, think of a dog. When you chase a dog, it runs away from you. It's just the way that it works, right? Now, when you do the opposite, when you pull back, naturally that thing comes towards you. So it's okay if you are constantly affirming all day long that about this thing, that's fine. That like, in my experience, that actually does expedite the process when you're focused and you're affirming constantly in a positive way. Positive way. The reason why I say it like that is because if you are affirming from a place of, again, you got to get your mental diet in check and your self-concept. These are all really important because they all kind of feed into one another. If you're affirming and you're just like, you're affirming in a way where you're like, yeah, I got this, but you still are constantly reminding yourself through your affirmations, hardening it into your subconscious that thing is yours. You already have it. Like, say it's an SP or this opportunity, one example, you know, it's already mine, it's already done, it's already happened, it's already here. I'm just waiting for it to show up. It's no different than putting in an order for Amazon. You know that you've already given the order, you know it's on its way to you, and you don't even think about it, right? Like, you know it's gonna show up at your doorstep, so you go on with your life. You can do it like that, or you can constantly be like, you know, yes, I'm getting my package. Yes, I'm getting my package. Yes, you know, I'm getting my package. Either way works, but it can only ever work fast and well for you if it's going to be coming from a place of not being attached to the thing itself, but just being attached to knowing that it's already yours. And I intend that that difference is evident, because there's a big difference in having to have something and coming from a lack scarcity mindset around it to knowing that it's already yours. Like, I got this. I'm confident about it. That's mine. I want it. I got it. I want it. I got it. You know, like, that's the kind of mindset, that's kind of feeling around your affirmation that you should have. It's like that confidence in knowing it's already mine. I'm just reminding myself. I am just putting it out again, just hardening it into my subconscious. I already got this. It's mine. It's done. It's already here. It's already happened. But let's just keep reminding ourselves. That's kind of how I view it, so that I'm detached from that thing that I want to show up. And I'm not living like, I don't need that thing. I don't need it. But I want it. And if I want it, I can have it. That's it. So in a nutshell, guys, I know I talked about it a lot in this episode, but it's because there are a lot of different factors into speeding up a manifestation. But it really, again, it's always going to go back to the bare basics. What is your self-concept like? If your self-concept needs to be worked on, work on that, because that is the number one thing that is going to allow you to not only manifest, but manifest consistently, and also be able to speed up your manifestations. And what does that stem from? Well, that stems from persisting in a consistent, positive self-talk to yourself, to harden into fact in your subconscious that you are worthy. You are enough. Your self-concept needs to be like pristine. When you can do that through the 4 basics that I talked about, again, revising, affirming, persisting, consistently, these 4, it all will stem back to your self-concept. And when you can honestly say that your self-concept, and genuinely know that your self-concept is like up here, your manifestations are going to be coming like crazy fast for you. So go back to the basics. Make sure that all those are being taken care of. Again, living in the end is another thing. I can put a link to that video. Living in the end is a great way to speed up manifestations. But again, it's always going to boil down to the bare basics of, you know, being a conscious manifester. So as always, I am intending that all of these principles will help you to get your manifestations faster. And I'd love to know if you guys want, in the comments below, if you want to leave what it is either you're manifesting or working on manifesting right now specifically, or what are some other methods or ways that you have found that have sped up your manifestations in the past, or what are, you know, some of the affirmations that you guys love using. And the last thing I want to leave you guys with is a few affirmations that I have found to be really helpful when it comes to speeding things up. Actually using certain words in your affirmations when you're doing them consistently. Things like, you know, for example, I am blank, blank, blank now. I am blank, blank, blank immediately. I am blank, blank, blank right now. Like things that make it so that what you're affirming has to be like now. We're not waiting for that thing. That can really help too. That can be a very powerful way to expedite the manifestation process. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in, for your likes and comments and shares and subscribes. It means the world to me. And also for all of y'all who have shared the episodes with others. Thank you, and I am so happy to know that you guys are sharing this kind of content so that other people in your world can benefit from being conscious manifestors as well. I, as always, am happy to help you guys dive deeper into your manifesting and any sort of mindset work that you want through my one-on-one coaching. I will put a link in the description below for that. I will also put a link in the description below for my free Pave Your Paradise community group that you guys can join on Facebook. And for my Pave Your Paradise podcast, I get lots of positive feedback on that one in particular. There's lots of different topics that I cover on those episodes, so you guys go and tune into that either on my website, which is just mandyjross.com, and I also have a blog on that website. But on any audio app that is pretty much out there, the popular ones, my podcast is on there. You just have to search Pave Your Paradise. Let's see, guys. I also love connecting with y'all on social media outside of YouTube. And my social media is just Mandy J. Ross. I'm on pretty much everything: TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, all the places anyways. And I love hearing from y'all on there as well. So tag me, add me, connect with me, and just come say hi. I love this online community. I love connecting with y'all in any form that we can do so and spreading the positive energy. And also just the message about manifesting and being able to create your dream life, you know? Pave Your Paradise is something that I manifested coming into, and having this, you know, concept that I can share with y'all, because I truly believe each and every one of you out there, and believe in each and every one of you, that you have the power to live the life that you absolutely love. So on that final positive note, guys, as always, I am wishing y'all a blessed and beautiful day out there.